The Canadian Pacific Railway Company, or CPR, is one of the three main themes of the Chung collection. The Chung collection itself began with Dr. Chung's fascination with CPR as a young child in Victoria, British Columbia. In Dr. Chung's father's tailor shop, there hung a framed poster of the Empress of Asia, which became the initial inspiration for the collection. The growth and development of the Canadian Pacific Railway Company is intertwined with the history of Canada itself. Much of the exhibition room is dedicated to posters, photographs, and artifacts which document decades of CPR activity in Canada and around the world. The Canadian Pacific Railway Company was incorporated on February 5, 1881, and linked various segments of pre-existing railways across Canada, bringing the terminus of the cross-country railroad to Vancouver, BC. Land for the railway was obtained from 7 of the numbered treaties which were made between the Crown and First Nations in the 1870s. It took 4 years of continuous work to complete the railway, which required the help of thousands of immigrants who moved to Canada to take part in all aspects of construction. A majority of these workers came from China and were often given the most grueling and dangerous work. The presence of a transcontinental railway in Canada allowed people, goods, and services to move more freely across the country. Waves of Europeans were enticed to immigrate to Canada by loans of large swaths of agriculturally rich land in the prairie provinces. With the railway in place, towns grew and industry began to expand. And although the railway brought new opportunities for some, it also displaced Indigenous communities across the country and reinforced colonialist ideals. In addition to the railway, Canadian Pacific had a fleet of steamships which provided service in the Great Lakes and to the far reaches of the British Empire. The Empress ocean liners traveled transatlantic and trans-Pacific routes and offered cruises for wealthy, adventurous travelers. The fleet of smaller Princess ships offered shorter trips along the Pacific coast of Canada. Though the prices were more modest than their ocean-faring counterparts, the Princess ships offered many of the same amenities at a smaller scale. As the company continued to grow, so did its ambitions. Canadian Pacific developed a worldwide network of hotels and even introduced their own airline, Canadian Pacific Air, in the early 1940s. Travelers were able to see the world with both travel and accommodations provided by Canadian Pacific. Learn more about the Canadian Pacific Railway Company by visiting the Chung Collection at Rare Books and Special Collections at the University of British Columbia's Vancouver campus.